Hey y'all, let me preface this video by saying that I ironically like it's kind of, I don't know, soothing or whatever. Um, but when you think of it, you have tens of thousands of Bahamian kids ironing clothes for the schools that they go to when they can, because these kids, they don't pay the bills, right? And so sometimes their parents can't afford to actually have electricity in the home. And then if they're in that group that can't afford electricity, they still get penalized for it, and they have to sit out a class, or they get detention or whatever because they're not in proper uniform. Uh, I'm ironing these clothes, but I don't really think that we should be ironing in the Bahamas, because also our energy comes from very dirty sources. And as a climate vulnerable nation, um, we shouldn't be using, bunker C fuel oil to generate electricity, to heat up a piece of metal, to squish a piece of cloth flat so that people could think that we're better than someone who can't do that. When this was invented, the people who could iron clothes and stuff, those were rich people who owned a bunch of land, and they had servants and slaves and stuff who would chop the wood and boil the water and heat up the iron so that they could um, iron those clothes flat. People who really had nothing better to do than walk around in fresh pressed clothes. And also the time that we spend on this. Imagine the work that we could be doing, the art that we could be making, um, the time that we could be sharing with our kids. I just have to tell mine, stay away from this iron so they don't get burned. Um, they're not old enough to iron properly by themselves yet. Um, so yeah, as we think about moving our country forward progressively, um, let's liberate ourselves from these forms of bondage that we're putting on ourselves. We don't need to be ironing clothes. We could have um, no iron polos or something for the kids. So if you work on the Anglican school board or the Catholic school board, there's something that you should be thinking about, because as those um, school fees get higher, you want people to be able to pay them. And similarly, we don't have space in our landfill for all these electronic components, these plastic components. Like, what are we doing? This is such a waste of time, energy, money, and we still don't have electrical security or energy security in the Bahamas. And this is what we're doing with what we have. Well, hope you all enjoyed that little rant. Um, Thank you for watching Science and Perspective. I'll catch y'all later.